Sup guys, Max here from Biodream Studios and welcome to a new video. In today's video we will be making a sway effect, so this video is like a tutorial for today. So let's start right now. Okay, the first thing is of course we need to open up Unity. I have it opened up already, so we could get in action right now. Okay, the first thing, as you can see, I've just imported my model. It has the arms and the gun, so nothing special. All you need to do is of course import your gun and go to assets and import package and go to characters. So we'll be importing the first person controller. So this will pop up and you just go import, and we now wait for the importing to be done. So I'll speed up the process from here because this takes a bit, and who wants to watch something loading, so yeah, see you in a bit. Okay, this was faster than I expected. So when you have this imported, the standard assets, open the standard assets, go to characters and to the first person character, go to prefabs, and you'll have the first person controller. So drag it out in the scene like this and rename it to player. Well, you don't have to, but I really like it to stay organized and know what is. So yeah, now the transforms to the position will be 0, 0, 0, and you could do this for your model too, so 0, 0, 0. It will be easier to position your model for on the camera. Okay. So now, what do we need to do? When you open up the player, you'll have this first-person character. So that's the camera. Oh yeah, we don't need this main camera anymore. So the first-person character. I'll just rename that to the gun camera, sorry, because it will be the holder of our model of the gun, or Scarel, never mind. So now we need to make terrain so we could walk on something. So I love that doing by a 3D object and making a cube. So the same thing, 0, 0, 0, and let's just scale that for a moment like this, and let's make a terrain. So we have this. If we click play, the gun will stay in the same position where we left it in the editor, and that's, well, really simple. Why? All you need to do is to parent your model to the camera, so the model will follow the camera. So drag just in the gun camera, and that's it. Now I'll position the model to my likings, and I'll speed up this process because yeah, it's boring. Just want to give you a tip on the game camera. The clipping plane is on 0.3, so that's bad. Why? Because wait, what the fuck? Because as you can see, it clips, and you could see this. So all you do is go to your camera, and the clipping planes, just put it to 0, to the minimum, so it's 0.01. Okay, never mind, I'm off to position my gun and see you in a moment. So this took a little bit of time, I didn't expect that really. But never mind. So yeah, I positioned my gun to my likings, and when you hit play, as you can see, the model now follows the camera or the player, never mind. So when we walk, as you can see, no animations. It's really not realistic. You cannot, well, you can run, but there's no animations. So whatsoever there's no animations, there's no systems. You cannot shoot, you cannot reload, you can just look around with your gun model and walk around and practically just jump. So quite boring, isn't it? So yeah, now we'll be giving some life to our game with the sway effect. So what do we need to do now? Click on your gun model, as you can see, and go to add component. Now click new script and name it sway. Well, you don't need to name it sway, you can name it Charles or Jeff or anything you want, but in my case I'll just call it sway because it's a script for a sway effect. We'll be programming it in C#, so well, scripting it in C#. Oh my god. Oh, there's no Java. What? Why is there no Java? Funny. Never mind. So anyways, we're scripting it in C#, of course, because C# is life. I love C#. Who doesn't love C#? So yeah, let's go. The next thing is, of course, go create and add, and you should have your script ready. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Just kidding. Okay. Now you could double click on the sway or just go on the gear something gear box. No, it's not a gear box for sure, never mind. And go to edit script. So by default mono develop should be opened up. I used to use Visual Studios, but I don't know, I really like more mono develop. It's more simpler and yeah. So let's start coding. The first thing is the system collection generic, and the system collections we don't need that, just delete it. The comments, we don't really need the comments, we already know what's start and update, because we're smart people, aren't we? So yeah, let's just fix these brackets, because yeah, why not? And let's start. So the first thing is, of course, when you're making your script, you always need some floats, some strings, so let's start with that. So the first one is the public float. So the public float, the public is because you could, how can I explain, not Photoshop. So it will be visible in the editor, so you could edit that. Photoshop, no. Close. Okay. So the public float means that it will be visible in the editor, so you could edit inside the editor and not always accessing it from the script. So the float will be named amount, and the amount will be roughly about 0.009, because that's no 0.5, yes, because that's about what I use in my game. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that this sway is actually the same one that I use in my game, so yeah, I'm giving out it as a tutorial and an open, well, a free source code. So the next thing is we need a public float again, so we could control it inside the editor, and it will be called the maximal amount. And the maximal amount will be 0.09, so it will not go further than 0.09. Okay. Now we need the float smoothness. Sorry, smooth. Yes. And the smooth will be equal to 3. The next thing that we need is the vector tree. The vector 2, sorry. And again the vector 3. So why do we need 3 vectors? Well, the vectors are actually a declaration for a 3D world. So it's a 3D open world, as you can see. And we need it because the vector 3 will represent the x, the vector 2 will be the y, and the vector 3 will be the z. So if we were making a sway for a 2D game, which I don't know is possible, I think it is, never mind. The vector 3 wouldn't be here, so we wouldn't even write the vector 3, the last one. So it would be just an x and y. So let's delete this. So the position, so here it is the x, so it's left and right. The y is up and down, and z is forward and backwards. So that's why it's a vector, and why are we writing for the x, y, and z. Okay, so the vector tree will be called def. The vector true will be called def ATH, and the vector tree will be just Euler. Euler because we need to declare it. So now we need a game object, and the game object will be called ATH. So that's it. So let's start declaring the Euler and the def in the void start. So the def will be equal to transform dot a local position, and just bam, a curly bracket there, and we're done for the def. Now let's declare the Euler. So the Euler will be equal to, of course, the transform, because we are moving the gun. So it's a transform dot local, not transform, yes, local Euler angles. That's why we named it Euler, so it will be similar, so we could know what's what. Okay, curly brackets again. If they're semicolons, sorry, not curly brackets. These are the curly brackets, yes, these are the semicolons, sorry, my English. So never mind. Yeah, we need, of course, the float and the smooth. Okay, let's buy that. And in the void update, the first thing we will declare is that the smooth is actually the same as smooth. So yeah, that's it. And now we need to make the script so when we move our mouse left and right, and not up and down, forward and backwards, or in the game up and right, up and right, oh my god, up and down, we will activate actually the sway effect. So what do we need to write? So float factor x. So we're declaring the x position, as you can see, it's for the left and right. And let's go equals minus input dot, so get axis, get a position, and now let's declare the position. So when we use the mouse for the x position, so when we use the mouse for the right and left, and let's multiply it by an amount. Okay, now we can just copy this because we don't want to waste your time, but I really like just writing, not copying stuff. For this one will be factor epsilon, and just change this to the epsilon. Why epsilon? Because we're now going for this direction for up and down. And we declare that. Now let's make some if statements. So if factor x is greater than max amount, then the factor x is equal to the max amount. We need, of course, another one. So if factor x is less than minus max amount, then the factor x is equal to max minus max amount. Semicolon again. And of course I don't want to waste your time because it already is a long tutorial, and just make this not t, sorry, epsilon, and we have it finished here. So now we need to declare another vector. So vector 3, yes, 3 is 3. 33, oh my god, I just said it in my language. Never mind. So vector 3 is final. That means that it's a new vector, and open, I can't remember what are they called, but you know what. So def dot x. Why x? Because we're referring now to the x position, and plus, so oh my god, what's happening? calculator, why isn't the plus working? What? Here it is. Okay. Plus factor x, because we're referring to the x position. Now let's go def dot epsilon position. Now we're defining the epsilon position plus. Why is the plus not working? Oh my god. Factor epsilon, and the last one, because we're in a 3D world, well, making a 3D game, we need that too. So we're not writing the factor x because we didn't declare it here, because it's really not needed. We just need the basic movement for left, right, up and down. So yeah, it covers it all. Yeah, I forgot here this. And let's go transform again. Dot local position is equal to vector 3 dot lerp, and let's go transform dot local position, and then final again separate, and time dot delta time, and multiply it by the smoothness, so smooth. Okay, curly brackets, and we are done here. So to save this, you go to file and save, or just go Control S as I do, because it's much easier. And let's open up Unity. Okay, we have this here, and as you can see, this creates here. So the amount is as we have put, it's so 0.055 roughly, and 0.09. Don't trust me, I can't really remember what I'm using in my game. As you can see, it's public. So if we would delete this, let's save it, it's gonna disappear like John Cena, eh? Yeah. Stupid meme, well, not stupid meme, just dead meme. So we need that there, so let's just put it as a public, because we need it accessible, and just save it again, and it's visible again, as you can see. So let's test our sway effect, and as you can see, when we go right and left and up and down, we have our sway effect. So it's a bit too much, to be honest, so let's put it about to 0.01. Okay, yeah, this much better. So this is without the sway, and this is with the sway, so it gives that like heavy feeling in the gun, that you're actually holding something heavy. So yeah, no animations, of course, no systems, no managers, just a basic model and a sway script. So if you're interested in me making like an animator controller, so an animator is actually this here, and this is the animator sheet. Not like it's a SHEET, not sheet. Never mind. So if you're interested in me making like the animator, and the animations would be here, all of the animations, like for the fire, reload, walk, idle animation, and we would script everything together, so it will be like a complete pack that would work together. So if you would like that, it would be awesome. Comment, of course, in the comment section. Max, please make that. Well, not please, just you fucking piece of shit, just make it. And if you would like it, of course, comment down, and if I get enough of you guys that want that, I'll for sure make it. Of course, if you like this video, like it, and support me by subscribing, that would be awesome. and as always, thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video or tutorial or update, we'll see. So yeah, bye bye.